not going to go near it. It's a way to display that his answers were non-answers. But in the meantime, it's going to show the world, the community, that these people, even the experts, don't have the answers, let alone a YouTuber. The experts don't have an answer. So I'm trying to reach the masses. Do you think it's possible to determine through science if the origin of life was intelligent design? Not with the traditional methods of science. There are new things coming out in origin of life, where they're saying if it has these certain points. And in fact, Lee Cronin had a recent paper that was really amazing, where it starts pointing in this direction, where you have certain criteria for molecular structure. And when there's enough different points of molecular structure, of complexity there, then you would suggest that this didn't just form randomly. Now, he's not going and saying intelligently designed. Lee wouldn't use those terms, but he's gotten very close to using those terms. And then he used the analogy. Lee loves analogies. Some of them are crazy analogies, but he loves analogies. Even in the letter that he wrote to me, sorry about that. Even in the letter, he loves analogies. But there's this. He says you find an iPhone on the beach. You know that this had some elements in it that go beyond randomness. And this is exactly like the watch on the desert description that many other people have used. And then he comes out with these points of molecular structure that it just didn't form randomly. And the origin of life people are using similar sorts of arguments. So if those techniques, if those methods are going to be accepted in science, and Lee is beginning to bump up against those, then you'd have something to say, okay, there seems to be some design element in it. I don't think they're going to use the term intelligent design because it speaks too closely to what the creationists who they loathe, who they just hate everything about them, have used. So they'd use some other word for it. But if you use the canonical tools of science, it's much harder to say that. It's hard to just throw this at the feet of a creator, just based with the traditional tools of science. Can you speak to the effect of grant money, someone's potential livelihood, in the research process? Does it affect a researcher in how they design the experiment, abstract conclusion? Absolutely. Absolutely. Scientists are people like everyone else. And if we lose our grant money, it's a bad time. It's really a bad time. You have tenure, it looks really bad. You can't maintain a research group, you lose your grant. So you work very hard to get grant money. I mean, it's you ask most scientists, what do you spend most of your time on? And it's writing proposals. And if you start saying things that start contradicting the field, it's very hard to get funding, because peers not only review your publications, they also review your grants. And it's so competitive. Say you have a National Science Foundation grant. You have to have all excellence. You might have to have 5 reviews, everyone checking off as excellent. Maybe if you're a younger investigator, 4 excellence and a very good will get you funded. But if you have 1 good, never. If one person just gives you good, it's over. If 2 people give you very good and you don't have excellence across, you won't get funded. It's so competitive. And so you start entering a field and you start saying that this could not have happened that way. It's very hard to get funding. So for those of you who think that I can just jump right into this and start doing it, I would have to get my peers, all the people that I criticize in Origin of Life, to approve my grants and to give me a good rating on my grant proposals, because it goes to the people in that field to assess it. So it's very hard to do this. So yeah, does it affect? Yeah, it certainly affects it. And I think we've seen this type of thing with the recent COVID thing and the things that went along with the molecular structure and the research that went around this. I mean, it's just when money starts getting involved, yeah, things happen, and scientists are just like anyone else.